Good evening, my name is Abdulrazak Ali and this is Dalsan TV. Let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Israeli-owned LAI airline issues navigation system warning to Somalia. Ethiopia's bid to engage Somalia president failed at AU summit. Somali police arrest 6 in connection with murder of Civil Aviation Authority. And Somali Disaster Management Agency disburses humanitarian aid to vulnerable families. Welcome back. Now we start with LAI story, where the Israeli-owned airline has revealed that an incident involving interference with its navigation system during flight through Somali airspace. The affected flight was en route to Thailand when disruptions occurred in its radio connections. Our reporter has more on this story.
El Al, the Israeli-owned airline, has revealed an incident involving interference with its navigation systems during a flight through Somali airspace. The affected flight was en route to Thailand when disruptions occurred in its radio connections. In a statement carried by Yinet, El Al clarified that the disruptions were not specifically aimed at their planes and assured that it was not a security incident. Fortunately, the interference did not impact the continuation of the flight. The incident comes at a time when Somaliland, a region seeking autonomy from Somalia, is facing accusations of creating confusion within the governance process of Somali airspace. The political dynamics surrounding the region have contributed to a complex situation. Last month, Somalia made headlines when it claimed to have turned back an unauthorized Ethiopian plane that had entered Somali airspace on its way to Somaliland. This incident has shed light on the challenges faced by Somalia in maintaining control over its airspace and managing competing interests. El Al's statement shed further light on the disruptions experienced by flights passing over Somalia. The airline revealed that it had been alerted by the local government about the potential for radio connection disruptions. However, El Al emphasized that these disruptions were not specifically targeted at their planes and did not pose a direct security threat. Most importantly, the interference did not impact the continuation of the flight, ensuring the safety and well-being of the passengers. While El Al has stated that the interference did not compromise the security of its aircraft, the incident raises concerns about the vulnerability of navigation systems when operating in certain airspace.
Now moving on to our next story, the Ethiopia's Prime Minister, that is Abiy Ahmed, has expressed frustrations over his failed attempts to engage Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud since the signing of the port deal between Ethiopia and the breakaway region of Somaliland.
Mr. Chair, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Ethiopia considers Somalia as a friendly country, and His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh as a good friend. We have zero intention to harm Somalia. We have zero intention to create any problem in our region. Right after we signed the MOU, we have tried all our best to meet His Excellency as a good friend and neighbor to exchange ideas on this matter, but we couldn't succeed. We have also tried to reach His Excellency through our older brother, His Excellency President Ismail Omar Gele, to meet him in person in Djibouti to discuss on this matter. Again, we couldn't succeed. In Uganda, we have asked President Museveni, President Ruto, also to arrange a venue to exchange ideas face-to-face with His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh, because we consider him as a good friend, and we believe that we can sit and talk and solve our problem without bringing the issue in this table. Mr. Chair, I would like to emphasize that Ethiopia maintains its role as a friendly neighbor, eagerly open to hearing and addressing any concerns reside by Somalia in the spirit of goodwill. We have all the leaders in our region President Smile is there, President Ruto is there, and other esteemed leaders in our regions are there. We can sit and talk.
The Somali police have confirmed that they have arrested 6 individuals in connection with the murder of Abdinasir Muse, an employee of the Somali Civil Aviation Authority. The victim's lifeless body was discovered at his house in Mogadishu.
Somali police have apprehended 6 individuals in connection with the killing of Abdinasir Muse Abdirahman, a Somali Civil Aviation Authority employee. The victim's body was discovered at his residence in El Carlo village, located in the Wadajir district of Mogadishu. As investigations unfold, tensions escalate between the federal government and the breakaway region of Somalia over control of the country's airspace. Abdirahman, 32, originally from Gebele town in northern Somalia, had recently returned from studying abroad. Before his return, he had been employed with the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO staff, in Hargeisa. The motive behind his killing remains unclear, and no group has claimed responsibility at this time. The Somali police are diligently working to uncover the truth behind this tragic incident. Omar Saeed Abdullah, the director of the Somaliland Civil Aviation and Airports Authority, SLKA, has stated that they are swiftly assessing individuals from Somaliland who have previously been involved in aviation matters and are currently employed by the federal government of Somalia. This move highlights the growing concerns and tensions between the federal government and the breakaway region regarding control over the country's airspace. Tensions have been brewing between Somalia and Ethiopia, particularly in relation to control of the airspace. The signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between Ethiopia and Somaliland leader Musa Bihi Abdi has further exacerbated the situation. Last month, Somalia's Civil Aviation Authority, SCAA, denied airspace to an unscheduled Ethiopian Airlines flight, citing a lack of proper permission from Mogadishu authorities. The flight, reportedly carrying senior Ethiopian officials to Somaliland, highlighted the ongoing diplomatic disputes between the two neighboring countries. In a press conference held in Addis Ababa, Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud accused Ethiopia of attempting to annex part of Somalia's territory. Mohamud vehemently objected to the agreement between Ethiopia and Somaliland, signed on January 1st, stating that it aimed to annex part of Somalia to Ethiopia and change the borders of Somalia. The Somali president emphasized his country's strong opposition to such actions.
The Somali Disaster Management Agency SODMA has distributed relief aid to over 1,000 families affected by the floods in Garisbali area of Mogadishu. Somalia's Relief Director Sahra Ali Yusuf, accompanied by MP Dahir Amin Jesso, witnessed the distribution. Somali Disaster Management Agency SODMA has on Sunday distributed relief aid to over 1,000 vulnerable families displaced by the conflict and the El Nino-induced floods in Garisbali area on the outskirts of Mogadishu. SODMA's Relief Director Sahra Ali Yusuf, accompanied by MP Dahir Amin Jesso, witnessed the distribution exercise. The MP commended the disaster agency for assisting the vulnerable, poor, disabled and displaced families, saying it would help them cope up with the effects of the recent natural disasters. Families who benefited from the relief assistance expressed gratitude to the agency for its timely response and its continuous unwavering support to the welfare of the Somali people who are grappling with the challenges including the flooding and drought. This is not the first time that SODMA has disbursed humanitarian aid to Garisbali residents. In January this year, the agency provided food assistance to 200 deserving families in the area. SODMA, a government entity responsible for mitigation of natural calamities and coordination of relief supplies, has since last year been involved in a series of heightened humanitarian activities aimed at helping the Somali people severely impacted by the El Nino floods and other natural disasters across the country. Well, that story brings us to the end of this bulletin. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. We wish you a lovely evening. Till we meet again. Bye-bye.